Another weirdness, I've got thickness right in here, and this isn't a great ridge, so it's probably gonna spread and maybe do a little bit both directions, which is fine with me. But see, I've got it digging in there, and I've got that seam there and all, so I really don't know. This might be one of those things where you hear a boom and it's just kind of 50 or 60 pieces. Then again, maybe not. Okay, so it did spread out and start going over there, but then it said, I like this ridge, and just went on down there. But again, I'm successfully lowering this end that wasn't attacked by the stuff coming from the other way very well. So it's helpful. All right, got a big concavity there now from that hit. Got to get it gone. Try and raise this edge up a little bit. That fold may just be in the cortex primarily, so if I can hit next to the cortex, I might be able to run something along here, which is good because this square edge, I really need to attack that from the ends. It's not something that, I mean, I could have set up stuff. This is actually a little lower over here than this. I could get this off, set my bevels up there and shoot overshots there, and that's not very hard for me to do. And I may end up doing that anyway if I need to. But meanwhile, try this a little bit. Okay, so the force of my fingers is going to be right along here, trying to keep that thing going. And about halfway. We're doing okay. I don't know if it seemed like impressive progress, but it is progress. So we'll take it. And you might think I'm knapping slowly, and I am. And I'm not usually this slow when I'm not videoing. But the older I get, the more it is a challenge to walk and chew gum at the same time. So we remain aggressive, and even though it's hard to hit those little platforms, you still have to hit them, and you have to hit them with a degree of force that actually accomplishes something. You need a bigger platform, set it up. This is not good. I've got a concavity right there on that little arm, and it's not good. But it almost looks like the edge is not really, this is probably the worst one I've hit so far. Let's see what it do. I tried to overstrike and catch it kind of high to prevent, dang, where are y'all? To prevent that right there from failing. And you can see it in side view. See how low it goes? Sinks down there. Normally that would have been what failed. But I cut the platform high enough on top of it that I undercut all that crap. And yeah, you don't want to push on that. I mean, the support was gentle along this ridge. Looks like it's getting flatter. Try and note that the ridges you're creating in many instances might be useful to take some little, at least marginally helpful flake. Thickness, bulb, bad platform at the center line, crap. Going straight down, gently. knock that off right where the delta ended to straighten out that concavity. Get the piece next to it too. Get it away from the center line a little bit. Be careful how much you booger up the edge when you're doing that. Don't use the rough abrader too long. And even though I'm hitting this stuff with direct, I'm telling you, I'm creating stuff that's perfect indirect work and terrible for direct. Like that. That's not open nearly enough for me to get on them two platforms. So what I do is I just ignore the platforms and hit it on the strike high. What I did was I didn't hit either platform. I stuck in the middle between them and held it to where I struck high at a steeper angle, but it created more of a bulb that way because it's stronger that direction, but it still ran past the center. So when in doubt, cheat like a big dog. Need to talk less and nap more. Dadgummit. I missed my platform right there and I hit over there where it was chalkier. That's why you heard it sound like a thud. Dadgum. When I ground that, I had it more or less a straight edge instead of getting a bevel on it. And when I donked into the straight edge, instead of it going well, because I didn't have enough downward force on it, it went ahead and broke the thing and ran in and died because I basically just smacked into the edge as opposed to getting above, on top of the edge with a force vector. So you get a short flake, and you're like, well, why did I get a short flake? That's why. The shape of the edge was wrong. And instead of holding together, getting up above and coming down on it, I swung at your regular conchoidal type angle basically, and the rounded end of this hit flat on that, bunked into it, and that's what caused that flake. You wonder, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you that because if you understand what happens, then you can fix it. Or don't do it. Now I'm just swinging with no rhyme or reason. Right there? Okay, look. All right. You see a bunch of little boogerty looking things, and you see, looks like 2 or 3 little flakes ran all in there. So what do you suspect occurred? It's one of 2 things. Either the edge wasn't strong enough and blew up, or the end of the billet's rough. In this case, it was more the edge just blew up. Anyway, I think I've beat this, more or less. I mean, yeah, I beat it. So that's what I want to show you. I don't actually need to actually show you me messing up, making a point or something. Did it again. Okay, real quick, let's see what happens here. I do not want to hit on 1/4 inch thick cortex here. Makes no sense, so watch. Knock some of that off. I'm holding underneath it. goal here is to get rid of the cortex without losing much at all in width. Or, in the case of this angle, the angle was okay. What I'm trying to do is get kind of like a hammerstone type angle, because that works great for me with the bopper on big flakes. This is probably gonna not work worth a hoot. It probably isn't going to work that great because, like I told you before, this back here is a little lower than this, so the first series of flakes on here may not do all that great, but let's see what we can do. Remember, get the weight off the end. So there's one end, there's two ends. Okay, so we're coming on in, next one, extend it a little bit, go into here. I'm trying to feather this into here in the middle. Now it comes to there. So again, we're coming down into this. We're raising the edge a little in the process. Hitting hard, coming into here. We're creating a marginal bit. If you can see where these, all these are coming to here. It's kind of a marginal creation of convexity. Get a slow ridge, slow roll going there. Okay, let me see if I can show you this. You see what happened. Okay, so now and at any given time in here, it is not a bad idea to switch to indirect, depending upon what your mastery is of the two techniques, direct versus indirect. And what, from your experience, the results of the flakes are, direct versus indirect. This is an ugly edge. That's that square edge again that I want to bonk, so I'm going above it this time and hitting downward and just rerouting it a little bit and raising it up a little more. Okay, so we're going to try and do something good with this flake. We're backing up to that ridge right through here. And again, it broke, but it stayed together because of the support and ran. And we're coming over to the end. I'm trying to do some good. That one I had to hit high on because it was high. And if I want to hit it at all, you know, and play it where it lies kind of thing, create a little convexity. And further isolating this. And that one again broke, but it ran over into here. So again, we're getting, show you. Still not getting the overshots, but I don't really have convexity here. And what you can see is, if I can show you the end shot, kind of, you can see it starting to get a very slight convexity to that face, which is what you need, sort of, at some point. Now, the other side of that equation is this square edge is not huge, so if I want to at any time, I could bevel it off and use it to shoot big thick flakes on this side, or I can bevel it down this way and use it to shoot big thicks on this side. The problem is I do lose width either one of those, and once I do it for one, then it is thick enough still to where it'd be kind of steep and I have to lose quite a bit to turn it to go back the other way. So your other option is you can zigzag it and try and shoot half your flakes to each face, and that might be a good compromise. Or you can continue to set up, like I still got where I could knock down a little bit and set up a platform and run that way and stuff. So anyway, I'm stopping. I think I've rambled enough. Hopefully you're still listening. If not, no, you missed it. Bye.